So let's have a little look at a chord melody thing. So this is sort of a bit of a folk song. So we're going to use that bass movement underneath the E chord, the E minor chord, and we're going to flap on and off the D string here. I'm going to do it in a more sort of straight, sort of rhythmic pattern. So it's sort of one strum with your finger off, and then two with your finger on, and then I do a little quick upstroke to get a bit more punch into it. So that's the opening salvo, and then we're going to do a little scale run, which is what puts the sort of chord melody element into it. And I'm going to be running from up from the E note up to the A note. So the middle strings, excluding these ones on the outside. Excuse me. That was okay. So not the B note and not the D, the middle strings. And once you've run up there, you strum the E minor again. So in fact, you strum the E minor twice. So that's the nice thing about lyres, is that they lend themselves to a chord melody, because whilst you play a chord using the block and strum method, as soon as you release your fingers, you have access to the rest of the strings to play little scale-like tunes up and down. So it's just as simple as releasing to play that bit, sorry, and then back on for the E minor. So once we've got to then we play this E note again, and this time we come up to the B note on top. So you play the E note twice and the B note twice, and then we do a little tumble all the way back down the scale, like that, including the D on the bottom. So put it in context. And then we play the D. But we do it with a little chord suspension in here, where we just move our middle finger backwards and forwards between the G note, or the G string if I may, and the F sharp string. So it comes over from G to mute out the F sharp, and at that point you get this nice, rather nice open suspension. Like that. And then straight back to the E minor. So, to put it all in context, I'll do it a lot slower and talk through it a bit more. So, little bass movement, running up, strum, E minor still, E note, B note, scale run, G chord, and then over onto the F sharp note, and back to the G. Sorry, D chord I meant. And then a final E on the end.